And we are going straight to Karnataka because overall, the BJP hasn't really done well in Karnataka. Is that a surprise? Because it was a battle of welfarism, Tanima, which played out clearly. The welfarism of Siddaramaiah versus centre's welfarism, defying also what has been so far the trend in Karnataka of voting differently in the states, but voting for Prime Minister Modi and the BJP at the centre. Let me bring in Pratibha, who's joining us live. Pratibha, where exactly are you and what is the mood on the ground?
Well, I'm right outside Mr. Yediyurappa's residence. In fact, it was his son Vijendra who was spearheading the BJP campaign here in Karnataka. Remember, the BJP had won at least around 25 of the 28 seats in 2019, and it was a sort of a prestige battle for the BJP as far as this election was concerned. Yes, like you clearly pointed out, it was Modi guarantees versus the Siddaramaiah guarantees, and seems like Siddaramaiah guarantees have really worked in favour of the Congress, at least to the extent of being in the lead of at least 10 seats so far as the counting right now goes. And the BJP right now, in fact, the atmosphere here doesn't really seem to be as jubilant as expected as far as the BJP's performance in Karnataka is concerned. Both Yediyurappa as well as Vijendra have refused to speak to the media as yet, and they said that they would wait for the trends to go further in terms of the counting today, and only then they would be reacting to the media. Definitely a setback for the BJP in Karnataka as well as for the nation in terms of their performance. But yes, the NDA has definitely spearheaded in terms of crossing the majority there. But in terms of what Karnataka is facing right now, the mood isn't that great in the BJP camp. But yes, the Congress, we are yet to pick up reactions from the Congress headquarters there. But not so great for the BJP here as far as 2024 election goes. Back to you.
Yes, so let's try and bring in the analysts who are joining us here. Shogato, how are you looking at these numbers? I mean, how much of a surprise is Karnataka for you?
No, Karnataka is not exactly a surprise because Karnataka, the internal assessments of all the parties was 18 for NDA, 18 to 20, and then 8 to 10 to the Congress. So that is more or less where, I think the BJP has held on. If they had probably, done well with ticket distribution and, handling dissidents in North Karnataka especially, I think they would have done a little better. But in the case of the Congress, one expected it to be the other way around. The Congress should have got about 20 and the BJP and NDA should have got about 8. So that was what was expected because the guarantees became a byword for the national, manifestos, and it became a very big thing across India. So there is I think from the level that they were last time.
Will you then say that it was a battle of welfarism which played out there?
No, welfarism, yes, but welfarism had its own issues because the classic welfare idea of giving money to agriculture, irrigation, education, all of that was cut. So there was a lot of pressure from the MLAs themselves. There was no funds to sort of even asphalt roads. So that problem existed. So if the Congress had sort of balanced that, perhaps they would have crossed 15 or 16. So traditionally the BJP has done well from about say from 2008 on or 1999 on, their vote share has considerably improved there. But if the Congress had probably balanced that welfare idea and not created a welfare utopia, probably they would have done better.
Right. We'll of course continue with the Karnataka, discussing further on the Karnataka fallout. But for the moment, I'm also joined by my colleague Vedant, who is joining us from the national capital. Vedant, you were reporting from the BJP office. Though BJP is doing definitely well in the national capital, but what's the mood like this afternoon? I mean, it was comparatively jubilant earlier in the day. What's it like now?
You're absolutely right, Tanima. In fact, earlier in the day, we saw some dhols here as well, Karyakartas coming to the party headquarters. But the mood really not very upbeat right now. In fact, if I can ask my camera person to follow me, I'd also show you how, Karyakartas from across the country, in fact, have gathered here watching, the results play out very anxiously. This is the mood here inside the BJP headquarters, where Karyakartas, as I said, from different states have gathered watching, the results on the big screen. Some sort of anxiety still there, though of course there was some slogan hearing as well with Karyakartas sort of upbeat about the fact that at least the Prime Minister is poised to return to power, and the NDA is set to form the government. But as we show you these visuals, let me also point out that when we spoke to Karyakartas here, particularly from the south, Maria and Tanima, there was certainly some sort of disillusionment with the central leadership. That's what we picked up from Karyakartas from the south. They said that feedback from the ground was not taken seriously, and that is perhaps one of the reasons why why the results have turned out the way they have. So that disillusionment certainly there, particularly among Karyakartas from say Karnataka and even Tamil Nadu, and they said that they have of course sought time with BL Santosh as well. So all of that playing out here. Of course, the Prime Minister was expected here at about 6:37. Something that of course is a usual practice when it comes to elections with the BJP, the big screen put out here. But certainly right now the mood not as jubilant as it was in the morning.
Great degree of caution there, which we are seeing at the BJP headquarters, because certainly these are unexpected results for the party. If we were to make that comparison from 2014 onwards, Tanima, in 2014, the BJP had won alone 282. It had gone up to 303 on its own. And with NDA, it had touched 350. So it's not really a number that they would be too happy or too pleased to look at. Aishwarya is joining us. Aishwarya, you are where all the celebrations are happening. And we are told that Chandrababu Naidu will be taking oath, likely to take oath on 9th in Amravati. So in many ways, he is declaring the capital of Andhra Pradesh also. One of the talking points in these elections.
Well, certainly there is extreme humidity out in Vijayawada, but this heat and this humidity is not letting the supporters and the Karyakartas of the TDP let down. They are celebrating in huge numbers. They have arrived over here, as my camera person is showing you these visuals of firecrackers being busting out just right outside the TDP headquarters, where we've been told that Chandrababu Naidu will arrive very soon, and he will be addressing the Karyakartas of just not the TDP but the Jan Sena and the Bharatiya Party as well. It is, of course, as the sources clearly stating that Chandrababu Naidu will be taking oath of the Chief Minister on 9th, and this would be in Amravati. That's every Karyakarta, in fact, is also speaking out here in Vijayawada, and that's the debate that has been put forward. They stated that YSR Jagan really clearly not been speaking about it. The demand was out Amravati. The development was the major issue that the people of Andhra Pradesh was facing. It was remember welfare versus development, that the politics pan around in the entire elections when it came to the elections, but it is a complete sweep as far as the NDA alliance is concerned, be it the assembly polls or be it the Lok Sabha polls. Remember, 16 seats are currently where TDP is carrying lead. 3 seats to the Bharatiya Janata Party, 4 to the.
But let me also introduce Ms. Dipshikha Kumar, founder of Speakin, who is joining us on the broadcast. Your first reactions actually on this result that we are seeing at the moment, ma'am. At the moment, of course, as we know that we've been reporting that NDA is inching closer to the 300 mark, but the opposition has maintained a very close, steady gap through the day so far. The counting is still underway, but what's your analysis at the moment, looking at the numbers as of now?
I think the biggest winner has perhaps been, like, we've been talking about the welfare, the economics of welfare and the whole welfarism. per se. I think this election is a beautiful testament to the entire prophecy of differentiating between an influencer and an actual leader. There've been a lot of influencers in this entire campaign. I mean, very, very strong leaders who have come out, larger than life figures, and across the board. I mean, both of course, from Prime Minister Modi to the local level leaders as well. But I think what ultimately has won is the connect to the lowest level. And maybe people like us who are sitting on English channels and watching what the news is saying, from Financial Times globally to the Times of India locally, we are perhaps a little further away from what is actually happening on the ground. Maybe the actual work, the actual delivery of whether from an employment standpoint, from trading standpoint, from startup standpoint, from actual work standpoint, that probably has spoken.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, that would be a fair assessment to make, that this is a welfarism narrative that we saw playing out in India. We also have Shama Mohammed of the Congress, Krishna Hegde of the Shiva Sena, and Ghanshyam Tiwari of the Samajwadi Party. While we look at the numbers play out, there are, of course, that will be seen as challenges. How should we be looking at it? Shama, talking specifically, let's start with Kerala first. It's Congress all the way.
Yes, I mean, Congress party has always done very well in Kerala. But I must say today is about the exit polls. I mean, I said it yesterday on your channel, the exit polls were wrong. And I was very sure about it because I had visited states, I have people who visited states, and look at the biggest shock is UP. I mean, UP, I was told by the BJP they were expecting around 70 plus, and they've got a slap on their face. Exit polls gave us nothing in Karnataka much, Telangana, we were not getting much. So the exit polls are really wrong, and whoever's done these exit polls, one has to catch hold of them because it was most of the exit polls. So I don't know how the exit polls can go this wrong. I told you 2004, and that's what has happened.
Yes.
Kerala, we are doing very well. I was just going through all the candidates. It's just one where we are trailing. That's about it. I mean, two seats basically. So right. Yes, that is a bit unfortunate. But otherwise, Kerala we are doing. And if you look at it there, the India Alliance way, Kerala we are doing well.
Okay, Deepshika, coming back to you, because if we were to look at what is going to be the impact on markets, markets certainly not showing any signs of cheer. There is a lot of jitters which are visible. It's down 6%. What are the expectations of your institution?
I think it's still wait and watch. I mean, today is going to be a lot of, like you said, jitters. It's going to be up and down and up and down. But overall reaction will definitely be much more somber. I think a big correction, which everybody was looking at, has perhaps come. We'll wait at what the final tally could look like. It looks like they'll comfortably make the government. So in that sense, it should stabilize over a period of time. But in the near term, you're looking at a lot of volatility. I won't be investing today.
Right. Ma'am, one more question actually before we actually let you go. But, women voters have been termed as one of the X factors to look out for in these elections. In the exit polls, if we saw, a lot of pollsters actually said that they are voting largely for the BJP. Have we read the women voters wrongly? What do you think in terms of the exit polls?
I think exit polls, like Shoma was mentioning, has pretty much not going to be a point of conversation today. Everybody's got it wrong. Maybe there was a lot of confirmation bias going on. But as far as women are concerned, I think there are two parts to it. I mean, I'm myself a woman entrepreneur. I would look for, particularly from an entrepreneurship standpoint, I would look for a stable environment where I can grow my business. Is this a stable environment where I can grow my business? Is it an attractive environment? Has I gotten that attitude to run a business with confidence? Absolutely yes, and full credit to the government for that. Is the environment on the ground supporting me to run it like a business that I want to? No. There's still a lot left to get there. On the personal side, as women voters are concerned, across spectrums, I think number one is unemployment and the cost of living. These are the two things I don't think, as the results are saying, I don't think there has much been done on that front.
Okay, before I let you go, a quick word. Of course, we had put the spotlight on the women voters. There has been a lot of focus also on the youth of the country. On ground, we did hear the chatter around absence of jobs. Is that something that is going to be the talking point going ahead? A lot more?
It should be. We've been hiring over the past 3 months, and there are two big problems that the job market will see. Number one, the overall sentiment is in doldrums. People are not hiring, right from the larger organizations in the IT/ITES space. Companies are not hiring. You can hear it from the top institutions for the freshers, from IIT, where we have more than 200 people not placed yet, unheard of. Second, in terms of people who are now looking to move further in their career, they've been really spoiled in the past few years by the whole startup culture. The salaries have gone through the roof. Now these people, because of lack of jobs, are coming back into the market and they've become virtually unemployable. The third and the biggest thing that is happening is, again, going back to the attitude side. Some people have really absorbed that attitude, the India story, the digital revolution. I have access to this and that and this and that. The problem that is created is that there has been an absolute mismatch of aspirations versus available opportunities. That is creating so much dissatisfaction. The youth today thinks is blowing up the available opportunities and maybe looking at it through a mirror glass. I think there's some rationalization needed there for the job market to get better. I don't see getting better in the next 6 to 9 months.
So basically rationalization at all possible levels, one would say, including the markets. Deepshika, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Let me go back to Nalin Kohli and also bring in Shama Mohammed. There's some celebrations that are happening outside BJP President JP Nadda's home. Reasons to celebrate or lots to introspect? Nalin Kohli?
Well, certainly reasons to celebrate that we are forming the government. I mean, the NDA, which is a pre-poll alliance, and may I remind everyone that the former President K.R. Narayanan is the one who set the precedent that a pre-poll alliance will be invited to form the government. That is the norm. There is only one pre-poll alliance in the country, and that is the BJP-NDA. They have crossed the majority mark, which is evident, 290. What the final figure is, we will know by 3-4 o'clock.
Okay, so
if that is not cause for celebration, what would be? Only twice in the history of India, have you had a government coming back to power 3 times? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and under Prime Minister Modi.
No, but in
so we have to thank the voters for that.
It's not, of course, I agree with you that this is, Prime Minister Modi returning for the 3rd time, as you're saying. But if we look at these numbers, BJP at 237 actually means that the allies will have a greater say.
So certainly we will be looking at why we have not been able to cross the 272 mark ourselves. But then the BJP has always analyzed every result in victory and defeat and come out stronger after that. So that's not a cause of concern. The fact is, has the BJP-NDA crossed the halfway mark? Yes, they have. Have the people felt confident enough to give it a 3rd term? Yes, they have. And these numbers may moderately change a little bit in the next couple of hours because some seats are tightly contested. Like I was saying, Lahore Spiti, the Congress party has won by 1700 votes. It is possible that the BJP may win a few seats with a lower margin, so we should hold our horses as to what the final figure is. But I have a question to ask of the Congress party. Will they apologize to the Election Commission and to the voters of India for raising unnecessary questions on the issue that democracy is in danger and the electronic voting machines are suspect? After all, it is under these electronic voting machines. The Congress party seems to be increasing its seats by almost about 30. So therefore, they owe an apology for raising this constant thing that democracy is in danger and then going globally and asking Kohli, what will Europe and America do about it.
We'll give Shama Mohammed a chance to respond to that. Yes, Mr. Kohli will give Shama Mohammed a chance to respond to that. But first, let's look at some live visuals coming in from both sides in the national capital. There's Congress also celebrating. These are the visuals on your screens there. On one side, you can see that the BJP is celebrating from their office in the national capital. The Congress also in celebratory mood in Delhi. So quite a story there in terms of the pictures if we look at it that way. But Shama Mohammed, would you like to respond to Nalin Kohli?
No, before I come to that, I just want to say when I heard Nalin Kohli speak, there's only one pre-poll alliance. I get the feeling that he's very worried about his alliance partner, whether they would leave the NDA or not, is what I got the feeling when Nalin was speaking right now.
It's incorrect.
Number
I must
two,
correct
I've
you.
always said
I have no
the
such
people
feeling.
of this.
So don't assess my feelings, Shama. Let's speak on the issue, my friend.
I didn't.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not. There are no feelings in my mind to that. I must clarify to the
This is a
viewers.
rare sight when both of you are celebrating. Both the parties are celebrating.
All smiles on both
One
the
party
faces.
which is not forming the government, the other party which is forming the government, and still they are down. But obviously, it is not as per their expectations. But Shama, democracy. At least today, the opposition should say democracy is safe and it's up and kicking. We are robust.
See, let me be very clear. The people went out and voted rightly, but the election commission at the end of the day did a lot to help the present government, and I'm not going to go back on that. Model code of conduct was violated numerous times by the Prime Minister of India and many other BJP leaders, but no action was taken, and I'll continue to say that. I never spoke about EVM machines, so I don't know who spoke about that according to Nalin,
all the petitions
but
were
we
in
have always
court.
had that. Let me
petitions
finish.
were in the
Nalin, let
court.
me finish. Nalin,
Of
you're
course,
not.
Shama, of course,
Let
of
me
course,
finish, Nalin. You're not letting me finish. Let me finish. This issue about EVMs is what we said is all the democracies in the world, including America, Britain, and many European countries, nobody uses the EVM machines. So what we are saying is that, like other democracies in the world, let's go back to the ballot box. I even want to go back now to the ballot box.
Will you also accept that there should not be any fear regarding the functioning of Indian democracy or its institutions? The election commission did a fair job.
Indian there is about the institutions. Let me finish, Maria. The institutions, for example, the exit polls. What was the exit polls? Who asked the exit pollsters to go with a certain thing? The present dispensation. They said we want it our way. They were pressurized to do whatever they had to do.
Yes, but
I remember once Apologist came out and gave us better figures. He had to delete. He had to delete his tweet. He has to delete his tweet
to say that.
So we know.
Yeah, they're completely exaggerated. That's a fair assessment. Yes, Nalin, go ahead.
I think it is unfair for Shama to say that there was pressure on the media. Not one media channel has said so. It is as false as Mr. Jairam Ramesh's statement to make a wild allegation that the Home Minister called up 150 DMs or district magistrates to say you will help us win. I mean, these are wild allegations. Either come up with some evidence. And
So
on the
breaking
EVMs,
news
if I may
coming in,
point
I'll
out
ask,
that the court of the Honorable
the
Supreme
PCR
Court, 1 minute,
director
Shama, 1 minute,
to
Shama.
connect
Shama, now it's my chance to finish my point.
Yes.
Now, the Supreme
not
Court,
Shama.
the Honorable
It's not
Supreme
Shama.
Court
I'm not
told
interrupting.
and reminded the Congress lawyers to say that do you wish us to go back to the paper days, and we saw what mess used to be there? Today, when the EVMs are making all parties win whom the people want to elect, how can you say that democracy is in danger? Mr. Rahul Gandhi is saying that democracy is in danger, going and internationalizing it in Europe, in America. I mean, certainly raises some serious questions about him. I think he either owes an apology or says, I'm sorry, I made a mistake.
Today will be a day in which we'll be looking at ahead.
Can I reply? I need to reply to this. I have to reply
Shama,
to this.
you are getting chance to reply. And we'll be very pleasant with each other.
I'm not going to. I'm just saying. I'm not going to go back. Democracy is in danger, was in danger under Mr. Modi, and there is no change about it. He tried all his ways, even how to select an election commission. A bill was gotten to change the way, remove the Chief Justice, put a cabinet minister.
Okay, Shama, let's look at this 232
and
numbers.
In 2017, Nalin, let me finish.
No,
let
Shama,
me finish.
we'll be looking at these numbers because
please,
we
Maria.
have experts in the studio and I'll bring in Mr. Shama.
I want to finish my
Let's
point.
move away
You
from the
gave
politicians a bit now,
Let me finish my point.
Because there is a piece of breaking news that is coming in from Andhra Pradesh. Prime Minister Modi has spoken to Chandrababu Naidu. Remember, reports are coming in and sources are indicating that Mr. Naidu is all set to take oath as the Chief Minister on 9th. In Amravati, Prime Minister Modi has spoken to the alliance partner in Chandrababu Naidu just few minutes back, and that's what sources are telling us. We'll try and connect with Uma Sudhir. This is an important call that has been made, Shagata, and timely call.
Yes, of course. With the numbers looking the way they are looking, I think Prime Minister Modi or the BJP does not want any ally to sort of look distracted, look the other way. And I think they're just trying to keep their flock together. So it's extremely important call that has been made. And another point that, earlier, it does not come out of the discussion earlier, is that, see, would the numbers be better for the BJP had the RSS, there was this little chatter that was spread that the RSS has not really come out and worked. So now we'll have to see if that was really true.
Okay. We have Uma Sudhir joining us on the phone line. Uma, so the oath-taking ceremony will be, I can see you. Uma, so the oath is likely to happen on 9th in Amravati, and now the Prime Minister making that call is what sources are indicating.
Yes, indeed. Very, very critical and important developments that are happening in Andhra Pradesh, where, of course, it's been more than a tsunami that the NDA has managed, and the TDP more than able to form the government on its own. And yes, the vote-taking ceremony has been fixed for the 9th of June, and it will happen in Amravati, meaning to say that Amravati is going to be the capital of Andhra Pradesh. That's what Amit Shah as well as Chandrababu Naidu have already declared. And yes, the second very important.
Okay, we'll try and connect with Uma again. There seems to be some problem with that network. But Amitabh, looking at this number, it's a landslide for the TDP. The Jansehna, surprisingly, has also done very well.
See, Andhra always, we've seen swinging from one election to another. If you just replace the year and just replace YSRCP with TDP, you would have almost got the similar results in 2019. They won 151 and TDP plus JNP is 151. Now, TDP plays a crucial role in government formation at the center. If you exclude the 21 seats which NDA has won in Andhra, then they are at 270, 71, 72. And TDP, for a long time, was actually knocking on the doors of BJP and Congress both. In fact, only after the 3-0 drubbing of Congress party in the Hindi heartland did TDP finalize to go ahead with BJP. And this seems to be a differentiator, key differentiator state between the two alliances in this election.
So, YSRCP at 17, TDP plus, which is essentially Janasena and the BJP, they have had a massive gain of 134. In fact, sources in TDP are telling us that Mr. Naidu has put his eyes firmly on the Lok Sabha numbers. That's, of course, the Vidhan Sabha numbers, where the TDP has gained a good 108. The BJP has gained 7 seats. That is the number of seats that they contested on. And the Janasena making a gain of 19. But let's look at the Lok Sabha numbers also. And what sources are telling us is that Mr. Naidu will speak only after the Lok Sabha numbers become clear, because there are 4 seats on which YSRCP is leading. Which are these 4 seats? He's trying to really figure that out. But for the moment, NDA leading in 21 seats. In all 21, it's a clean sweep for Chandrababu Naidu. And one of the talking points, as we have been saying on ground, was certainly, that how will this really pan out?
Right.
I will try and get some more details, because even as we look at these 292 numbers, there are close to 100 plus seats where the margin is less than 10,000. And where are these seats coming from? Let's try and break that down for our viewers, because that will also give us a sense of how the numbers are playing out.
Right. We will, of course, be going into a breakup, a proper in-depth analysis, as Maria is going to show us on the big screen there. But as we were discussing, Shugato, what we can see right now playing out in Andhra Pradesh is a bit of a role reversal. Like Chandrababu Naidu has actually scripted a comeback for the NDA in the state, and the way Jagan did it back in 2019, this seems to be a same, it's just the main characters have kind of changed in this way.
Absolutely. It's a role reversal in every which way. Jagan comes out of jail and he wins the elections.
Right.
Chandrababu Naidu comes out of jail and he wins the elections.
For 2 months, yes.
So it's a complete reversal of the situation, and it was quite expected, although one did not expect these kind of numbers to be, especially the assembly numbers. In a house of 175, the NDA has 158 odd seats, which is quite astounding. So it's a complete surprise, and in terms of numbers, but in terms of the social engineering that the BJP could manage or Chandrababu Naidu could manage, was quite formidable because the Kapu Kama vote came together, they isolated the Reddy thing, and there was a lot of anti-incumbency that you saw, sort of tilting the balance for YSRCP and Jagan Reddy. So I've been telling this that everybody spoke about Jagan Reddy's welfarism. Yes, he did a lot of good. He did reach out to a lot of people, but I think he upset the old patronage system that existed in Andhra Pradesh. See, politics is ultimately about that kind of patronage. So he brought in a new tier of volunteers who were actually ensuring the delivery of the welfare programs, which sort of subverted the existing structure, political structure. And if the existing political structure is upset, that means the MLAs are unhappy, the Gram Panchayat members are unhappy, the Taluk Panchayat members are unhappy.
Right.
So it's a kind of game which got upset and subverted.
Right. Yeah. Mr. Tiwari, I wanted to also ask, do you think it's also a matter of strategic alliance that the TDP could actually stitch together? The TDP, Janasena and the BJP actually managed in Andhra Pradesh? Or as Shugata was also saying, that Andhra probably has a bit of a, whether swinging is the right term to use or not, but essentially the fact that 2019 people gave Jagan a chance, but he did not, in a way, he must have disappointed certain sections. But is it a strategic alliance which really worked out in the favor of TDP?
Yes, because TDP under Chandrababu Naidu has won the state only in alliance with BJP. So BJP is sort of a lucky charm for Naidu after he has taken over the party from NTR. That's number one. Number two is that it's a simultaneous election.
Yeah.
In simultaneous elections, I have been saying this clearly here, the party which wins the Vidhan Sabha elections will go on to win the maximum seats in Lok Sabha. Right. That's what happening, and that is what is happening in Odisha. For BJP to gain this massively in Odisha, they have also won the Vidhan Sabha elections. Beyond a point, split voting in a simultaneous poll does not take place.
It's a risk, it's a gamble being taken by the incumbent government probably. But for the moment, let's go across to Maria as she gives us more detailed analysis from the big screen.
Yes.
There.
Because, Tanima, it's 1:30 and let's try and put the spotlight on seats where the margin is less than 10,000. In fact, 127 seats which are spread across Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Bengal, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh and also Tamil Nadu have less than 10,000 margin. So let's try and look at Uttar Pradesh in particular, as we have been talking about surprise number gains, Amitabh, that's coming in from Uttar Pradesh. Just look at Amroha and Fatehpur Sikri. The margin between the BJP and the Congress is around 6,000 votes. Let's go further. Again, another seat, which is Allahabad. The margin between the BJP and the Congress is 5,389. Another seat, Mirzapur and Farrukhabad in Uttar Pradesh. The margin is less than 5,000 votes. And if we were to do more micro-analysis, West Bengal's Behrampur, important constituency there, the margin between the TMC and the Congress, the BJP is really not in the fray. It's party number perhaps 3, when there was perhaps that strategy of not going for alliance seemed to have worked in Bengal in particular, because if you look at the gap, the contest is happening between the TMC and the Congress on the seat of Behrampur. Again, in Alipurduar, it is in West Bengal. The battle is between the TMC and the BJP. The margin is around 3,549. So, again, Uttar Pradesh, if we were to look at it further, Banda, the seat where there is a contest between the BJP and the Samajwadi Party, after almost 7 to 8 rounds, the margin is less than 3,000 votes. Uttar Pradesh, Phulpur, look at this number. It is Samajwadi Party versus the BJP. The margin is 2,028 votes. Uttar Pradesh again, Unnao. The margin between the BJP and the Samajwadi Party, 1,352. So when we look at these numbers, is this consolidation? Because by 1:30 we usually tend to come to conclusions, Amitabh. And if we were to look at UP, because that's a huge surprise coming in UP in particular, 42 is what India is standing on right now. And the NDA, which includes the BJP, the Apna Dal and smaller parties such as Nishat Party, is at 39.
See,
10,000 margin is nothing in a Lok Sabha election. However, one thing which we have to see here, and I think the team needs to pull that out, is how many of these 127 seats is the NDA leading on, and how many of these 127 seats is the UPA leading on, because that is the key. And normally what happens is that the close contest seats are also distributed in the same ratio or the proportion of the overall seats. So I think that's a very key number. That's a fantastic stats which you have pulled out. But I think additional information will also give insights, more insights to the viewer as to how this election is not yet over.
Break it down further. There are a number of seats, but most of the seats that are coming in from West Bengal, interestingly, it is BJP TMC, because Ranaghat, for example, it is less than 10,000, 9,000 to be specific. Let's go further. Say Srirampur, TMC versus BJP, BJP trailing by 8,000 votes. In Damdam, interesting battle again, 8,794. If we go further, let's look at more West Bengal seats. Bangaon, between the BJP and the TMC, the margin is just 7,000 votes. Maharashtra is again a state where the India bloc is seen to be making massive gains, be it in Bid or in Bandara Gondia. It is, the margin is just around 7,000 votes. So, you know, while we look at it, it's becoming increasingly clear that these numbers are consolidating, and NDA hovering somewhere around 290 and India around 233. Amitabh.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see how these 127 seats, the trends and the results pan out. The margins are fairly close. It is still, I think, more than 10 to 12 rounds still left. These could be the deciders, but I think we will have to see how many of these is India leading in and how many NDA leading in, because that's a crucial number. I don't think it should be significantly in favor of anybody at this stage in these 127 close contests. And West Bengal, even in 2019, was a very close election. I mean, 22 seats were decided on a vote margin of less than 10%, and TMC and BJP both had won 11 seats each. So it's, I mean, if you give 5% to one party, they could end up winning most of those 20 seats, and that's what we are seeing in the results also. If you see, or the trends also, if you see, the TMC is gaining by 8 seats, and at the cost of BJP, which is trailing in 7.
All right, Krishna Hegde of the Shiv Sena will be joining us shortly. On that note, Tanima and I are slipping to a short break. This remains our top focus here on NDTV. And if we were to look at these numbers that are coming in from multiple states, it's only solidifying and it's converting now into results. In fact, what we are being told is that a number of these candidates who have won have been given certificates by the Election Commission already. So which means that these numbers are going to be more or less around the same. Krishna Hegde, not much for you to celebrate. Did you get your reasoning and planning and realignment before the elections wrong?
No, not exactly. See, firstly, I would like to congratulate the BJP and all of us at NDA, because we are going to make the government for the third time under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. And in the recent past, I don't think any Prime Minister has managed to win 3 times and become the Prime Minister. This sole credit goes to Narendra Modi ji for his achievements across the country and even outside the country, where he's placed India.
Will you accept that the people of Maharashtra, the Election Commission may have given you the symbol, but the people of Maharashtra have settled the debate about the real Shiv Sena? The real Shiv Sena, according to them, is Uddhav Thackeray with 11, and you are at 5.
Yeah, according to the statistics I have got and the seats I have got, the Uddhav Thackeray's party is at 10 and we are at 7. They contested 21 seats and they have a winning strike rate of 50%. And we contested 15 seats and we also have a winning strike rate of 50%. So there is no way that
if you are not able to negotiate with your senior partner in the BJP, then why should Uddhav Thackeray be blamed for that?
No.
That's your negotiating power or lack of it.
We had 13 MPs when we joined with the BJP. We got 13 seats in the Lok Sabha. So there is no question of negotiation. It is we work together as partners. Our vote share has transferred to BJP, and BJP candidates have also won. So we are a Hindu party, BJP is a Hindu party, we share the same ideology, and therefore the vote transfer has been very easy between two of us. We have made some mistakes which we will introspect. One was that we have changed 5 of our sitting MP candidates, and second thing, 5 of our candidates got the nomination on the last day and they did not have much time to prepare. Apart from that, we are solidly with the BJP, and yes, we admit that the show should have been better than what is now there. But if you look at the strike rate, Uddhav Thackerayji's party and our party, Shiv Sena, are both at 50-50%. So I don't think we have failed anywhere.
All right, let's go straight to Tanishq Punjabi, who's joining us from Lucknow, outside the Samajwadi Party office. Where is Akhilesh Yadav? Because if you look at these numbers, India in Uttar Pradesh was led by Akhilesh Yadav, the SP Supremo. And if these numbers consolidate, it is looking at a much better rally, perhaps its best ever performance since its inception.
Well, of course, Maria, I'm right now standing outside the Samajwadi Party office and Akhilesh Yadav's house is just 200 to 300 meters away from here, and of course the party workers have gathered here. As you can see, the party workers have gathered here. But yes, it is definitely what we're seeing. If these numbers get converted, if these are the results, if the trends continue to be the result, then of course it is going to be a huge win, not just for Akhilesh Yadav but also for the India bloc here in Uttar Pradesh, because most of the exit polls predicted around 68 seats for the BJP and around 10 to 12 seats for the India bloc. But right now what are you seeing is that the India bloc collectively is crossing the 40 mark. Out of the 80 seats is collectively crossing the 40 mark here in Uttar Pradesh. Now, Akhilesh Yadav's Samajwadi Party, of course, is seeing is leading on many seats. But here, another story is of the Congress, because
Reddy
in 2019
will resign at 4 p.m.
Yes,
he is headed to the governor's residence at 4 p.m. where he will resign as the chief minister, and the process of government formation will begin. It's a humiliating defeat for the outgoing chief minister. YSRCP has been reduced to 4 in the Lok Sabha and has faced a huge, massive loss in the assembly elections as well. So Jagan Mohan Reddy all set to resign at 4 p.m. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tanishq.
Yes, Maria. I was saying, so, if you look at the seats at which Congress is leading, out of the 7 seats, in around 3 to 4 seats like Barabanki, Amethi, Raebareli, Allahabad, Saharanpur, in all these seats the Congress is leading with around 30 to 40,000 vote margin. So of course, it definitely seems that the Congress can revive itself in Uttar Pradesh, but along in the partnership with Samajwadi Party. But what we can see, but we are here with Samajwadi Party workers. We'll just like to speak with them. आपको क्या कहना है? अभी बहुत अच्छा प्रदर्शन चल रहा है, जिस हिसाब से लीड है सीटों पर, क्या कहना है आपको? जल्दी से 2 शब्द में।
देखिए, इंडिया गठबंधन जो है ज्यादा मार्जिन वोटों से जीत पाएगा, सभी जगह का यही रुझान है, और अधिकतर हम जो है हमारे नेता राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष श्री अखिलेश यादव जी का दावा था कि क्योटो 1 सीट ही जीतेंगे सिर्फ, बाकी 79 सीट हम जीतने जा रहे हैं इंडिया गठबंधन, इंडिया एयरलाइन।
दो यूपी के लड़कों की बात होती है जिसमें अखिलेश भैया और राहुल भैया आप लोग कहते हैं, सब लोग है ना, तो उनको लेकर आपको क्या?
देखिए, सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि इंडिया गठबंधन ने जिस तरीके से चुनाव लड़ा, जमीनी स्तर पे बेरोजगारी हो, महंगाई हो, हर आदमी उससे त्रस्त है, किसानों का मुद्दा हो, अग्निवीर की समस्या हो, आप बताइए, उन मुद्दों पे चुनाव लड़ा। लेकिन यहाँ मटन, मीट, मछली और हिंदू मुसलमान और मंदिर मस्जिद के नाम पर चुनाव लड़ने वालों को समर्थन हिंदुस्तान की जनता नहीं देगी। ये आज देश की जनता ने साबित किया है, और उत्तर प्रदेश से हम एक नजीर खींचने वाले हैं इन जालिम हुकूमत के खिलाफ कि बुलडोजर से तुम्हारा राज नहीं चलने देंगे, बल्कि न्याय और इंसाफ से चलेगा। ये
So of course, excitement in the party workers here, but Akhilesh Yadav's house is just around 200 to 300 meters away from here, and he of course the party workers will be expecting him to visit the party office anytime soon. But yes, as of now, the India bloc seems to be in a stronger position in Uttar Pradesh. Yes.
44 is where the India bloc stands at present. Toniman, I'm looking at the Election Commission website. That is the numbers that are showing on Election Commission's website as well. Samajwadi Party leading in 38 out of that 44 of India bloc. The BJP in 33 out of the NDA of 35, and of course one is for RLD. So did that alliance go horribly wrong? What seemed to have worked is that the non-Yadav OBCs may have also shifted. Amitabh, that could be a reading besides what we have been talking about in the context of Jatavs moving, because Mayawati really did not take this battle seriously and she was seen not as a player in this election.
Yeah, so this time Samajwadi Party gave only 12 tickets to MY candidates. They have consolidated, or they appear to be consolidating, the minority vote and benefiting from the decline of BSP. Now what has happened that it was earlier estimated that the decline of BSP could help the BJP, because the Jatav voters could shift to the BJP because the non-Jatavs have already moved. But here it seems that the way BJP weaned away the non-Yadav OBCs from Samajwadi Party, because of animosity between Jatavs and non-Jatavs, Jatavs have moved towards the Samajwadi Party and not towards the BJP as was anticipated.
And so the Jatavs have moved on the issue of change in constitution, the narrative that was built.
Change in constitution,
doing away with
change in constitution, giving away of reservation. India bloc is leading in the SC reserved seats, if you see, and just marginally behind in the ST reserved seats. But the larger fact is that there is some level of animosity between those two communities, and they are not largely voting for the same party, and that is what has happened. Samajwadi Party has also given a high number of tickets to Kurmi Kushwaha candidates, again as you said, from the non-Yadav OBC community, and they seem to have made significant dents in the stronghold non-Yadav OBC vote of the BJP as well, as the numbers hold true.
All right, we are slipping into a short break, but the process of government formation and the transition has begun in Andhra Pradesh. Jagan Mohan Reddy will be resigning, and on 4th, Chandrababu Naidu will take oath as the Chief Minister in Amravati. And what sources are also telling us is that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is likely to attend his swearing-in ceremony on 9th.